Comedy is something that shouldn't be wasted, sir.
I'm an American. I will waste everything and anything. It is my God-given right. From Jesus Christ, the baby Jesus.
The baby Jesus Christ of the nation.
6 pound, 8 ounce baby Jesus. I did it.
Look what you did. Look at what you did.
I did it.
Look at
It's
artsy shot.
Is that in fact
so
artsy?
artistic. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it's like CSI Miami and shit.
It's so artsy. You're going to date other men online with your, because you're a single mother that thinks she's a model.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ladies, just because someone's taken a picture of you one time doesn't mean you're a model.
So true.
You gonna sit down?
Eventually.
No?
Shit to do, man. I'm the technical director of technical things.
Well, now I know we're recording. You're announcing titles.
Yeah, we're recording.
Welcome to the Distracted Gaming Podcast, everybody! This week it's just the two of us. And we're about to get intimate in this bitch. Where's the
I need to see that.
lighter?
Oh, that's in my pocket.
Make it...
I'm sorry, I ruined it already.
You're ruining this date.
I did ruin it.
How bad is the lens flare going to be on the god cam?
Super interesting.
It smells good though. It smells...
Ow! The fire hurt! Fire hurt, Chad! Fire hurt, Chad! Oh, that's so beautiful.
Aww.
Thank you.
It's okay, buddy. Come here. So, it's just the two of us this week, and we did that because we wanted to really get down to the people that you came to see.
Here's the thing, people, alright? The holidays are getting close. No one gives a shit about this goddamn podcast except us, okay? No one else cares. So here we are to serve you, because we're here for you guys.
No, let's be fair. This is entirely masturbatory.
Well.
Alright, so we're going to play Jenga tonight for penalty shots. I don't have a cup.
Son of a... Well, perhaps you should go get a cup. We'll go to break here for a moment.
Okay. I want you to look over this.
Wow. We're looking over stuff. While he's gone, I'll just look over this. Talk amongst yourselves. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey, look, he's back. Oh, hey. Look, it's Mike, everybody.
Hi. Normally, I'm much... Okay. You want to start?
This isn't going so well, is it? Not so well. It's okay, though. It'll get better, I promise.
So, in news, we were supposed to be in a newspaper for a college.
We were?
Yes. There was going to be an ad in a newspaper for a college. Undisclosed newspaper, undisclosed school.
Okay.
The professor editor of the newspaper watched one of our podcasts and said that they did not want to be associated. And wow. I was happy.
Wow. Did they tell you which episode?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. Doesn't matter.
No. Well, it'd be kind of cool. We could announce that and see if we get like this, like a huge bump on that particular episode for the number of watches.
Supposedly, it was one where somebody said the word "tard."
Well, that would have been you.
That probably been me.
Listen, we're not for everybody. It's true.
We're not for ourselves.
That's a good point. I often wonder if I am our target audience, and I'm not really sure.
I'm just watching each episode like 10 times, and that's...
Well, whatever particular institution of higher learning that was, I would apologize, but I too think that's pretty awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right.
I just don't care. All right. You go first.
All right.
I'm gonna get started.
All right.
This is for penalties, by the way.
Penalties are...
If you knock this over, you will be taking a small swig of super bad vodka.
Super bad vodka swigs. Okay.
Are you good at Jenga?
Hell no.
Especially on this jingly card table.
Yeah, right. This is the worst table in the world to play Jenga on.
All right. We're going to start off with some sciencey news. Yeah, because this is where you come for. You knocked out 2.
I got 2 because I wasn't watching what I was doing. But that's a bonus play right there.
Does that mean I have to get 2? You have to put them on top. What are you doing?
Oh, shit.
What are you doing? Does that mean I have to get 2?
I don't think we have to play by any sort of specific rules. This is like the... We will play by Cambridge rules, which are that, no, you don't have to get 2, because that was an accident. It's like slopping playing when you play pool. You know, you don't get to go again or anything like that.
Okay.
All right.
In science news, the Mars Rover Curiosity, sweet-ass thing NASA sent up, landed on Mars, been collecting stuff. This past week found evidence of what used to be what people are calling a lake of, quote, drinkable water. What we would consider drinkable fresh water.
And how do they know it was drinkable fresh water?
Just the traces of elements in the ground, and also the type of rocks that are formed. There was the mud limestone and stuff that was in a divot would be a lake bottom.
Gotcha.
So it's the type of rocks that would form in the bottom of a lake, in the bottom of a river over time,
right.
and they found the right kind of minerals.
Right.
So they've officially, because of this, and this is the awesome bit, not just that they've found indisputable proof that drinkable water was on Mars at some point.
Which is, it's cool. I mean,
it's cool.
Sure.
But they've officially changed the entire mission statement for the Mars Curiosity rover because of this.
Okay.
They've made a cut because of rocks, because of the minerals. Before, they were just trying to find if there was a habitable environment that could have been on Mars. Evidence of any habitable environment. Now, they're looking for habitable environments that also preserve organic carbon. Meaning, they're looking for life. The remnants of the types of carbon that exist in life. It's gotten to the point where they actually think, yeah, maybe Mars did have some peeps.
It would have been really cool if they would have found something that you would find on the beach of like
a beach ball,
like a beach ball, or like a sand pail and shovel, or like a used condom or something. Because that would
like
be super interesting.
Really fat guy with sunscreen just right here,
yeah, just like,
red all over, like, right here,
and it sees me.
Eating a hot dog.
That would have been interesting.
That you bought from a guy over there. Ah, crap, we landed the Curiosity rover in Miami. Damn it!
Damn it.
I thought it was Mars. Son of a bitch.
Somebody, yeah. Okay. So, what does that mean for the mission? What it means
for the mission is they're going to start to look for the evidence of what used to be life. They're trying to prove
But how does that change stuff? I mean, it was kind of, sort of. Looking for, the existence of water on the surface, or what could have been water on the surface. That's sort of about life, right?
Yeah.
So this just goes another step further and goes, now we're looking for the carbon that life is based on, not just the water it was living in.
It's all far distant, but really when they go to these places, the moon and stuff like that, they're looking for minerals which we could use if we went there.
So we are talking about figuring out how to use what's there to...
Yes. And the fact that this might have been a place that had things that we need to live is a pretty good step.
Yeah, that is. Man.
Yeah, there's been things... Son of a bitch, you can't do that.
Hey, we're playing by Cambridge rules. I thought we
I don't know what Cambridge rules is.
Cambridge rules, man.
This is like the Buffalo rule. The first rule of the Buffalo rules, you do not talk about the Buffalo rule.
Your turn.
Okay, what we were going to do tonight was going to do like a hardcore drinking game. But somebody had to be like...
Okay, if we're going to do a drinking game...
My ovaries hurt!
They do kind of hurt, it too. But if we're going to do a drinking game, sometime like hardcore, getting into drinking games, we got to schedule that shit out. You're going to give me 2 weeks in advance so I have the next day available to feel like shit. Okay? Because I'm old. And when you get old, getting that drunk feels awful. Okay? You got to have 2 days to recover from that shit.
Not at the time.
Well...
It feels great at the time.
Afterwards.
And I've seen you drunk before.
But that was like, hey, I'm drunk and having a good time. You're talking about obliterated Chad, okay? And that's like...
What is that like, by the way?
I'm sure we will find out eventually right here on this show. So, stay tuned.
Or movie night.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about something. Can I talk about something real quick?
Yeah, bring it up.
Fascinating.
This will be the first time ever. Somebody else thought of something to talk about.
So, I'm still kind of, sort of struggling through this whole... Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have given up on that.
Yeah, and I when I don't have anything to do or I've got some time to kill, I'll turn one on and I'll start watching it. They did something, though, that I thought was super cool.
What's that?
Kind of fascinating. The episode right after the release of the second Thor movie, the episode after that opening weekend, they had an episode that referenced the movie.
Oh, really?
Now, I think that's fascinating because basically what they're doing is they're creating this overall single universe across media platforms. Yeah. No, I don't remember this ever happening before. A TV show that was based on a universe referencing a movie that's happened in that universe. That's a first for me.
An interesting part of that is I read an article recently that was talking about how movies, especially big budget stuff like that, are starting to follow traditional television show writing marks.
Yeah.
And especially because they're like, oh, we're not going to do one movie. We're going to do many, many movies. And we're going to treat each movie as a season. And we're going to treat it like a season of a show.
I mean, that's it. That's super interesting. Because, we're talking about franchising at this point. I mean, you have to have more than one. You need a big tentpole movie every year or so. And we might as well put that all in the
And it absolutely makes sense to have a television show attached to it in some way so that interest is still in, like, you can take a little extra time to get your movie out because you're still in the public eye in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly. They specifically referenced in I don't know, specific is kind of a...
Well, what was the reference? What was the reference?
Basically, they went in to do cleanup for what happened during the Thor movie. So it was like after all that particular plot line went down, they came in to help with the cleanup.
Oh, so the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. happens before the Avengers. The second Thor movie. The second Thor movie, okay.
So right after the opening weekend for the second Thor movie.
Oh, okay.
Then boom, right away that
you said that. I don't know why I didn't follow that.
During that week, boom, they came out with the show that referenced the movie. So it was right away.
Well, those movies don't. I mean, they're done and ready to go out before they ever go out.
Absolutely right.
They're positioned in spots.
Yeah. This is not a question, of how quickly they were getting this shit done. This is more of a statement about holy shit, they're finally taking all of these mediums and tying them together in this way that all of these things take place in a single universe.
Do you think
reference back and forth between each other? I think that's
awesome. Do you think that there's any other universe as deep as the Marvel universe that could support something like that? Because the Marvel Universe has thousands of characters, right? Yeah. And thousands of different story arcs. I mean, you're talking about different worlds, other dimensions, crazy powers, good, evil. Yeah. And is there anything else as deep that could ever possibly do that?
What they did with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. obviously is, and not that great, okay? But they did it. They spun off and created another, team of people to go out and essentially do the same kind of stuff. Look into weird shit that's going on. Could that happen in another universe? Man.
No, that could support major movies as well as a television franchise.
Well, I immediately go to the movies for those universes. I don't go to TV for those universes.
Do you think Star Trek, the new Star Trek, could do something like that? I think you have to do science fiction. I think you absolutely have to do something like that.
I think you would, that makes sense to do that.
Here's an idea. It just popped into my head. Inception. Because that's an interesting enough premise. You know what I mean? And they didn't go too crazy in the movie with, like, going outside the bound. Everything looked like reality because there's people's dreams and memories and stuff like that. Right. So it's not like they have to do crazy CGI at any point. Right.
But they did. I mean, they did go crazy, folding cities and shit.
Well, yeah. But you wouldn't. But some of that kind of exists in television here and there.
I don't know if people give enough of a shit about that universe. I mean, it was a great movie. Don't get me wrong.
No, I'm not talking about whether or not people care. Right. I'm just talking about a universe that's big enough and deep enough.
I start to wonder if you start bringing in video game references, if that's not more possible. Because Star Wars had this huge, online video game thing where things just got all huge and blown up.
For this, we could talk about... fuck. It's a sci-fi show called Defiance. That actually came out
I did actually watch
came out a couple of months apart from a video game, MMO actually, under the same name, and it's as the show progresses, and I think the show is still on. The things that happen in the show will affect the game, and things that happen in the game will affect the show. Whoa. So that you can have interlocking story arcs, so that if you get a fan of one, you can lock a fan of another one. And you're right, the length of a video game plays much better to... video games don't work well on movies.
Yeah, true enough.
FYI, because length is an issue. Yeah. When you're talking about... a good example is the Final Fantasy movies. The Final Fantasy movies have been bad, right? They haven't been good.
They didn't seem to really reference the movies at all, or the video game at all.
No, well, the games don't reference each other very much, I think they got away with that in that sense. But those are, in shortest 60-hour RPG complete games, right, where you're immersed and stuff like that. Right. You cannot encapsulate that feeling and that depth of storytelling in an hour and a half, 2 hours. You just can't do it.
Well, the movie doesn't generally have... I mean, there's no way to actually place you in the action in a movie. I mean, you can get pretty close. A good movie can suck you in, but a video game puts you right in the action. Makes you part of it. And you're affecting that.
And a good video game, even when you're in the action, it's still telling you something about the story. It's not done telling you things just because you're in control and shooting people.
Yeah, that's part of the cool thing about a video game is that you become part of that storytelling process by whatever you decide to do. I mean, they're going to lead you a certain place, obviously, and that's what I often wonder why it is that I never became a really big fan of video game play. And I do wonder if it's because...
You're hanging out with me more. There's still time.
I wonder if it's because I'm used to, or I like, or I prefer that sort of, fourth wall storytelling kind of scenario. I want to be on the outside and I want to watch. I don't want to be involved in the process of that story being told. That's not to say I don't want to be a storyteller, because we're filmmakers. But...
It's that
being
way.
Separated from it, I'm just maybe I'm just used to it,
It's divisive. Actually, I do know people who are video gamers, don't see movies, don't watch much TV because it just doesn't capture them the same way. And I know people who can't hang in for a video game because they just don't care about it because they have to focus on doing stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? It can be very divisive because of that, because of the interactive element. And while in certain cases, Defiance, for instance. It works. I think in most cases it doesn't. Which sucks, because there's some video games that I would love to see TV shows of. I don't think it works in a movie form in any way, shape, or form. But
because you're saying a TV gives you that longer arc. The
TV gives you a longer arc, and if you wanted to do a boss battle from the game, you could. It's called a season finale or a mid-season finale. You know what I mean? It still works that way. You have these. You can follow the same storytelling arc, the length and stuff.
Yeah. I often think back to when was it? Early '90s. I'm going to an art school, and there was a lot of talk in art school about that time. This was like '91, '92, and a lot of talk about those immersive video games taking over as a form of entertainment.
Yeah.
I don't know if looking at things now, it certainly has to a particular degree, but I remember a lot of talk going into making more video games that were more similar to things like Myst and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
What a great game.
And doesn't seem to have really that didn't happen as much, right?
Games like Myst is weird though, because Myst was telling you a story almost exclusively and wasn't too interested in what you were doing.
Right. Good point. I mean, there were I played other games like that where really it became more of like a choose your own adventure novel kind of thing. Where you basically had a choice.
Monkey Island.
You end up having a choice. Okay, I can go this way or I can go this way. Or I can make this choice. I got to find these little clues and then I can go on to the next bit of the story.
There's a good one that just came out that's in that older style, but it's a brand new way of looking at video games. It's called the Stanley Parable that just came out. And the Stanley Parable, this is actually a spiritual successor, a sequel, technically, but the first standalone title for it. Because the first time it was a mod from Half-Life 2, the Half-Life 2 engine. And the Half-Life crew, Valve, they own Steam, they put their stuff just out there, and they let people make videos and stuff in it. They'll give them all the resources, and they'll let them do whatever they want and make games and stuff like that. And the original one was a narrator telling a story, and he would remark and it was an interactive narrator because he would remark on the things you did. It was very good, and it opened with Stanley was a young man who worked in Office 8 or something like that, I think. And he sat in front of a large monitor, and he pushed and he had buttons, and he pushed whatever buttons the monitor told him to without question every day. And like and it's the narrator commenting on it. I haven't played the new one. But I did watch Adam Sessler, who is a very respected video games journalist. They made a special demo for him where it specifically what?
Go on. I'll tell you the reason why later. Go ahead.
It specifically referenced. It put his name in and stuff like that. And they were talking about. They were specifically talking to him. They got the narrator come in and they put his name in it, and they specifically said mean things about him in it, really. And he of course loved every second of that, right? Like this person who writes for a living say mean shit about him, and they're gonna love that, eat that shit up. But one particular part was he walks onto this railway and it says, "You have beaten the Stanley Parable." About the end of this, and he tries walking that way, and it closes. And it says, "You haven't won. You haven't ended it yet. You have not. We're just getting halfway through the tool. Please go back."
Oh man!
Or in the original one, I remember there was a part where you can go into one room and there was this box, and if you move the box, there was a crack into blackness. And the narrator says, "Oh, I don't know what's down there. You probably shouldn't go down there." And if you jump down, he goes, "What are you doing?" And wait, I can't get that far. You can't. Wait, you're leaving the game. You're just just walking into blackness.
That is brilliant stuff. That's a comedy video game.
It's comedy. First off, there's not enough good quality comedy video games anymore. Funny fucking video games are some of my favorite stuff. Psychonauts. Amazing fucking game. I should make you play that sometime.
Right.
It's an old school platformer that was for the original Xbox. And you played a kid at a summer camp for people who had telekinesis and stuff like that. And it's from the guy who did Monkey Island too. So and you went into people's heads, and the levels were going into people's heads. And you went into their heads via a door you would throw onto their forehead, and you would open it and jump in. Nice. And there was one where you went and you visited the milkman. And it's like a suburbia, but like the streets go like this, and like over on itself. And it was just going into a crazy person's head, thinking everyone was trying to get them all the time. There was like cameras, and milkmen would chase you.
Your knowledge of video games is vast, sir.
This is my number one love in the world. Man. Number one love.
Why did it take you into the actual creation of video games?
I tried actually. I did a little bit of time doing programming and stuff, and then realized I am not the analytical person that can do that sort of thing.
Programmers are well, sorry guys, but you know, come on, programmers. The guys that writes the games, that the mind behind them.
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to be a programmer to think that shit up.
However,
why did you not think that shit up?
However,
okay.
I mean, I do have some ideas that I'm not giving away because they're actually one of them I've told you before.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And they're pretty good. I just have to get established as a writer. I'm going to get myself to that point. Why did you put that on?
My wife is allergic to everything. Eventually, that would have just made her eyes poof out.
Oh, okay.
But it was a beautiful, wonderful idea. Thank you so much.
No, I understand.
It's just the stinkiness.
I understand. I get it. You don't love me. It's cool.
No, I love you, but you know.
No. It's cool.
I'm not getting a divorce just for you, dude. Okay.
Well,
it's not much more.
I mean, that's not what you said last night.
You can't offer me what my marriage can give me. Okay.
Slut.
True.
Next topic.
I just thought that was super interesting with the whole finally making those connections between the movies. I mean, you look at other stuff. They have a movie. They have a TV show completely separate. I think it's just cool that it's finally brought all together again.
And they've tried to do that stuff over time with video games based off of movies, but
yeah, but that's different.
It's bad.
But yes, there you go then. Comment below.
Yeah. All right. Next topic: Weinstein brothers.
Those crazy Weinsteins.
They are suing the Warner Brothers for profit share in the Hobbit sequels.
Yeah.
Here's what's up. When they sold The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings in 1998 to Warner Brothers, the contract stated they would get a certain amount of profit. However, the wording on the contract said a Hobbit movie and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now that they have turned The Hobbit into 3 movies, they're arguing they owed more money. However, their contract is worded as such that they only get money for the first one.
Hobbit.
I think you fucked up, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, you know. You guys got like a jillion lawyers that should have caught that shit, okay?
However, in 1998, I don't think they realized. When did the first Lord of the Rings come out? 2001?
Well, I don't think it's so much about, realizing how financially successful the all of that stuff would be. I mean, come on. I mean, that stuff is ripe for multiple films.
Is it my turn or your turn?
It doesn't matter. Go.
Oh, yeah, go in Jenga. Thanks, asshole.
Exactly.
Oh, got one.
Oh, God damn it. All right.
This is getting tall.
Yeah, it is.
All right. I think they just fucked up. I think they're whining and bitching and they're spending a lot of money on lawyers, but at the end of the day, Warner Brothers is going to make a lot more money based entirely on The Hobbit.
Yeah, true enough. And they gave up those rights. Come on. Were the Weinsteins ever going to be in a position where they could have pulled off those films in the first place?
No. They own Dimension Films, correct? The Weinstein Company owns Dimension Films.
Do they own Dimension?
Yeah, and some other stuff.
Yeah, but we're talking, we're talking what we would consider in the music industry would be called small labels.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of labels that big artists move away from. They get started there, then they go to the big boys. Okay?
They go to WB.
There you go. They went to WB, so because they got the deep pockets that could pull that shit.
And it's
off.
not like you didn't make a shitload of money off the Lord of the Rings trilogy,
right?
The
Exactly.
original Hobbit movie. Anyway, what the fuck are you bitching about?
How much money do you guys need?
Well,
yeah, you need a lot of money. So yeah,
we're in agreement. Stop bitching.
Yeah, put your bitch in.
Stop
Move
bitching.
on.
You're already billionaire. Shut the fuck up.
Start a new director's career or something. That's what you guys are supposed to do.
What time are we?
I'm right here.
What time are we?
It's got a half hour. We're doing good.
All right. Today, a list was put out that is the 10 worst reviewed movies of the year.
Now, let's caveat that. Reviewed movies.
Movies. Reviewed by Rotten Tomatoes. They did use Rotten Tomatoes.
All right.
So if you do not know, RottenTomatoes.com is a congregate that uses many, many different reviewers to come up with a base percentage on who thinks is good, who thinks it doesn't.
But they generally have two numbers there. They have what they call the professional reviewer, and then they have the
These are professional reviews.
Okay, just want to make sure
these are professional review percentages.
Reviewed percentages of the worst.
We're going to go through each movie. I haven't seen fuck any of these. Thank God. Thank God. However, I have seen trailers and shit for most of them.
Gotcha. Go.
And like most people, I fucking skipped this shit. We're going to start at the highest rated.
Highest rated of the lowest rated.
Highest rated, the lowest rated. There's also a sub percentage I put in here. Money made versus money cost to see who actually made their money back and who was considered successful in that way. Because at the end of the day, film business is a business.
True enough.
And whoever made their money back, even if you got a bad score, fuck it, you still made your money back.
Yep, true enough. Made your money back. Okay, go.
Okay.
Could talk about that.
Top of the chart at 11% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is the highest rated one. 11%. After Earth, starring Will Smith and Jaden Smith.
Very interesting.
It cost $130 million.
Okay.
It made 60.5.
Whoa, that worldwide? Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Less than half.
I think we can basically put another nail in that coffin. M. Night Shyamalan's career is basically over. Okay?
Thank God.
And
I can't believe they put him in charge of this one.
But if you notice, they did this. They
didn't promote him in any way.
They didn't say a new film by M. Night Shyamalan. They didn't do that.
I like to call him Shyamalan.
We both have our own little pet names for him. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. But here's the thing. Yeah, he just happened to be part of that crew in the director's position or producer's. He's directed it, right?
Yeah, he directed it.
But yeah, did not at all mention him in any of the marketing. They did the same thing to Kevin Smith when he did that awful buddy cop movie.
Cop Out.
Cop Out.
Yeah.
That was a Kevin Smith, Kevin Smith's version, or supposed to be a Kevin Smith version of a buddy cop movie. But of course, it was awful. But by that point, they were no longer marketing him as the main draw filmmaker. The fuck am I trying to say? He wasn't the main draw.
They wanted people to show up for Bruce Willis. They didn't want anti-Kevin Smith people to go again, because there's quite a bit of anti-Kevin Smith people in the world at this point.
That is a good point. Here's the thing about After Earth.
I'm not one of them, but
I saw After Earth. I did actually break down and paid $4.
So $4. Where did you get a $4 movie?
Video on demand.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Video on demand, $4 to watch After Earth. Do I fully regret that purchase? I'd have paid $2.
I can't believe it's not out on Netflix already. Right? They didn't sign some big deal with Netflix just to get that movie.
They must be hoping for some crazy thing to happen in foreign.
DVD.
That's the only thing I can think of. It wasn't that it was a bad movie. It's kind of like
It didn't seem like a good movie.
It wasn't a great movie, don't get me wrong. But it wasn't like a horrible movie. I would...
Will Smith, we don't want your kids to be famous. We don't give a shit.
I'd give it a 5. I'd give it a 5.
We don't want your kids to be famous.
Out
We
of
just
10.
don't
I'd
care.
give it a 5 out of 10.
We just don't care.
It's true, we don't care. We don't care. He was fine in that movie where you played that, like, you know, dude who didn't have a job and he was dragging your kid around and he was great.
He was in that movie?
Yeah, he was
a little kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was fine, but, you know, he was too young to really have to act. He was just being him. And then he was in Karate Kid with Jackie Chan. Now, I got problems with that just...
Because it's not karate.
Because it's not karate. Okay? Should have been Kung Fu Kid, but whatever. Alright? I can see little Jaden making go in music, okay?
I have 2 black belts and I'm not the person with a problem with that. What the fuck are you upset?
Anyway, yes, he's right. We don't care if your kids are movie stars.
We don't care about your kids being famous, man.
Care. Now, M. Night Shyamalan, blah, blah, blah. There's a whole other story there. I read a fantastic article where somebody talked about his career. And his problem was he started to believe the hype about him.
Yeah, he got real famous real fast.
Super self-aware, right? And he's like, yes, I am a god. No. You're not a god.
You got lucky, buddy.
Okay. I have watched almost all of his movies because of his early success.
I would probably say that too.
I have not watched the Airbender one, whatever the fuck.
I did. Fuck, man.
I want to.
Which is crazy
because
he actually was in on the cartoon series.
What?
He was an executive producer of the cartoon series, and the cartoon series is fantastic.
Wow.
I thought I gave him credit to at least know the
story
material, but fuck.
But there you go.
Screwed that
Here's a guy
shit
who
up.
was in on the source material. He was part of the development of the source material, and he didn't take the source material seriously when it came to the movie. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. But another example of him believing how awesome
Also,
he
that
is.
kid that played Aang was the worst thing since cancer.
Wow. I just feel like that was like a wicked geek moment right there.
What?
You like actually named the kid from a cartoon series that's relatively obscure.
Have you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I've seen a couple episodes.
It's
yeah.
pretty fucking good.
All right.
Korra is not the same. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just not the same. It's not the same. Fanboys, stop trying to make it the same.
All right. Well, there you go.
All right. Next movie.
Next movie.
number 2, and this is a Marlon Wayans movie, and it's only second down.
Wow.
Not only his movie, he wrote it, he produced it, and he starred in it.
Dig it.
A Haunted House at 10%.
Wow. Did it make money?
It did, because it cost him.
Boom!
They made $40 million box office, and it only cost him $2.5 million.
That's right.
That's a smart man who wrote a simple fucking parody movie.
And I'll give the Wayans a lot of credit.
They're good. They're good in the industry.
Yeah.
They know what the fuck
they
they're
know
doing.
what they're doing. They'll make cheap shit knowing that they're not going to be... they're not looking for Oscars.
They were doing Tyler Perry stuff before Tyler Perry was.
Exactly. It's totally true. They were just doing crazy shit.
Of course, they put way more dick jokes in it than Tyler Perry does.
White chicks? Come on.
Actually, that's kind of a funny movie.
That's right.
Funny movie.
It is. It should not be.
It should,
but it is.
Right?
I
think you're up.
Okay, I'm up.
Hurry up and lose. This is making me nervous.
I'm awesome.
No, you gotta put. What are you doing?
We're playing by Cambridge. Fine.
No, I don't know what Cambridge rules. Stop making up rules for Cambridge rules and calling it Cambridge rules. Because that's not a thing. You're an asshole.
It could be a thing.
No, this is one of the few successful people on the list. And not only a little bit successful, super fucking successful.
Yeah,
$2.5 million movie, even making national distribution, is a success unto itself.
Here's the thing I've always felt. Okay. We are filmmakers. We want to be successful, right? I don't feel, but that's the difference. What is successful? It's a good question. My version of success is probably a little different than a lot of people's version or definition of that word is. First of all, I think to be a successfully released film, you have to do more than just make your money back.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
You buy a fair share.
More. Yep. And I think it's more than doubling the money you spent. You have to triple or at least quadruple the amount of money that you spent.
We're talking about large. We're talking about
successful.
large box office releases.
Right. Yeah. But to be successful, you actually that's That's creating wealth. That's what business is about, is creating something that's worth more than the sum of its parts. That's what that is.
Here's the thing. A lot of the people on this list didn't even get to what they spent on the fucking movie. Mm-hmm. That burns bridges in Hollywood.
Fast.
That is how people never work with you again.
Yep, but the Wayans boys,
they got it.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. All right. Number 3. Written by Stephanie Meyer, the writer of the Twilight series, The Host, at 8%.
Oh, yeah. Is that? That's that series of books.
It's about a young girl because Stephanie Meyer, please kill yourself. Or at least stop writing.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
This time it wasn't vampires, I'm assuming.
No, it's about a young girl in a post-apocalyptic world who is infected by an alien parasitic host that gives her powers. What? And then she pursues, as opposed to turning that into what could be a good story.
Yeah, that could be awesome.
Turns it into a teen soap opera.
Of course. All right.
Because Stephanie Meyer, you're worse than the person that wrote 50 Shades of Grey. I swear to God. What the fuck is wrong with you? Please break every finger in both your hands so you never write anything again. Thank you.
But if it works and she's making money as a writer...
The things she did in Twilight to ruin feminism for the next 50 years is insane!
That stuff teaches, it teaches young women awful, awful things about relationships.
Did you know?
It totally does.
Did you know?
But so does fucking Disney. And you know?
Did you know?
And you think Disney's classic, so
did
shut
you know
up.
the first book in Twilight? What Bella or Kristen Stewart, that woman we don't want to be famous but is.
Bella.
She hits all 13 of 13 domestic abuse guidelines.
Qualifiers.
If
you have these 13 things happen, you are in.
And yet she's still convinced she loves the guy at the end.
But love
she
is
needs
tragedy.
a woman's home.
Love is tragedy. Love is not going home at the end of the day and seeing your partner and sitting on the couch and talking to each other lovingly while you watch The Voice. No, that's not real love. Real love is finding that person you want to be with and then one of you doing something so horrible to the other. But you want to change them, so you stay with them, and you think I can change you and I love you, and the other person going, yes, you should try to change me, you whore. And then one or all die. A horrible death.
Yeah.
And take babies with them.
Twilight, fuck yourself. Stephanie Meyer, please stop.
Bad for women, no.
Bad for society.
Yes.
That movie tanked hard.
Well, that doesn't shock me. I actually remember seeing
it cost $40 million, made 26.6.
Ouch.
Just over half.
And that's just one of those bandwagon movies. Like hoping to God and all of those other mighty beings it's around our world.
The God of Hollywood.
Wanting so desperately to jump on that sort of, juvenile fiction trilogy bandwagon, thinking you're going to make some of that money back. Or cash in on some of that.
Well, everyone was so convinced Stephanie Meyer was the next...
Yeah, the J. Rawlings, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever her name is. What's her name? The chick from...
J.K. Rowling.
J.K., there we go.
J.K. Rowling.
J probably stands for what?
J.K. Rowling's actually a decent writer.
I actually wonder if she actually wrote them. I mean, come on.
Shakespeare-type situation?
If you come out of really nowhere, complete total obscurity.
However, if you read the books, they get progressively better in a literary sense as they go along. Like, you can tell she learned quite a bit about what she was doing as she was writing them.
And as the kids get older, the style of the books get older. I've heard all that stuff. I haven't read them, and I'm not gonna. So I'm not gonna read the books.
I try.
I don't care.
I have a soft spot in my heart for Harry Potter because my little brother had a learning disability when he was younger and did not read, could not read, refused. And I started reading him Harry Potter. He got into it, and he started reading them on his own. And
that's
actually, now he's a straight A student in college. So
that's right.
So, there's a soft spot for me with those books.
So thank you, Harry Potter, for that. And that's great, and that's wonderful. I'm just saying, I ain't gonna read them.
No. I don't think you're the demo. I don't think you're the demo.
I'm not the demo. But a lot of people weren't.
Oh, I'm not. No,
I went. You're up. This is gonna come down at some point. Somebody's taking a shot.
Jesus, this is coming down. Somebody sneezes.
We're way too good at this.
I'm not putting this down. I'm not putting this down on the table anymore. Yeah, we're pretty good at this. Considering we're drinking.
Like Jenga-y and shit. We should be like.
Shit. I went through my first one.
What, really? Well, there might be a very good possibility here that I end up.
Why am I drinking a lot while I'm playing Jenga?
Because it's more fun when you drink a lot.
That's true.
We're playing by the Cambridge rules, so you have to.
I don't know what that means. Alright, next movie. And this one everybody knows about because marketing beat us over the fucking skull with this one. Grown Ups 2. Adam Sandler and all of his dumbass friends. It got a 7%.
Yeah.
7.
I would like to know the numbers, but, compare those numbers to the numbers from the first Grown Up.
Actually, the first one was better reviewed than the second one.
The first one was pretty awful.
A quote I saw was, it seemed like Adam Sandler showed up in a random suburb with his crew and just tried to shoot half-ass improv until they got bored.
I know that's what it was. That's what it was. When those guys get together, when you have that level of sort of comic.
The thing is, these people are legends and can be really funny.
They're just getting together to fuck around. They are. They say, hey, let's make another movie. It was fun hanging out with you guys for 6 weeks. So they do. They go out. They have like a general kind of idea what they want to do because they have a crew. They have to tell, we're going to go here. But they get on set. They're fucking around. They are. And then it's up to the editor to tell that story.
Why
Look at this. I have a little baby. A little baby.
That cost you $6 in the mini bar.
Probably. Well, here's the crazy part is that okay, here's my house, right? I don't drink by myself.
Oh. I don't do that. Why would I do that?
People come over to my house to drink, and then they leave stuff. And I just happen to end up with like a fairly decent assortment. Now, I've only got 3 left.
He actually does have a crazy assortment of liquor upstairs.
It's true. This shit just shows up, so...
And you should give me credit for never stealing your booze.
It's true. You don't.
I don't. I don't
I even asked him to take some of my booze, and he doesn't.
Although you did give me that thing of gin that
was awful gin, though. It was that shitty
They
gin.
gave me the best face I've ever made on this. All right. No, Grown Ups 2, everybody knew that was going to be bad. Here's what's up. It made its money back. Whoa. Here's the thing that blew my mind. Here's the thing that blew my mind. The budget it cost to make the movie. $80 million to make that piece of shit. And I know 80% of that was cast salary.
Yeah, everybody got a big old taste.
Everybody got a giant percentage on that. Adam Sandler is actually, as of this week, considered the most overpaid actor in Hollywood. He can openly demand $16 million per movie, and he's hasn't been that kind of drawer in a while.
True that.
They made 133.7. They made 50 million. They made 50 million.
That's interesting for a comedy too, if you're thinking worldwide, because most American comedies don't translate well overseas.
No, that's got to be mostly here in Canada. Yeah.
Fucking Canadians.
No, come on, it was us. It wasn't them. It was us.
Yeah, probably.
It was us. It wasn't them. You're okay, eh? I love your strange brew, eh? Oh, God, I want them to make another one.
You just offended a shit ton of Canadians right there.
Oh, come on.
Worse than my fuck you Canada. You bring up Strange Brew, and they're just up in arms now. There's comments below.
You know what?
Fuck you.
You blamed Canada. You blame Canada. They're dirty locks. I couldn't do it! Fuck. All right, next movie. The Big Wedding. I didn't even remember this one.
I don't even know what that is.
Got a 7%. Cost 35, made 21.8. It was right at that 30 million mark where nobody gives a shit, and it still didn't make its fucking money back. It was full of, here's the quotes. I wrote down the fucking quote. Racism, Misogyny, and Homophobia. It was a romantic comedy, by the way. Starring Amanda Seyfried, or whatever.
Who that?
An up-and-coming actress.
Okay.
Also had Tobey Maguire. It had some names in it.
Toby.
No, it had some names in it. It had quite a few good names in it, right? Didn't make anything. It's a feel-good movie for people only comfortable around people like them.
All right.
That was the quote.
I totally get it.
No, it was Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro was in this fucking movie. He played her dad or some shit. And it only made 21.
Well, De Niro also has not been a big box office draw over the last 15 years.
Most of the time, De Niro can just take my money.
And a lot of his shit is going right to DVD. And we're right to, DVD we don't do DVD anymore. Right to video on demand or anything like that.
Let's be fair. I would probably blow you if you gave me a signed copy of Ronin. All right?
Oh, God, yes, Ronin.
Yeah. One of the best movies of all time. One of the best car movies of all time. I'm a big car person. I love cars. I'm actually kind of a secret car nut. And considering the fucking cars I drive.
Well, yeah.
But Ronin is one of the best car movies ever. Because those chase scenes. Chase scenes.
Well, Ronin and Heat are my two all-time favorites.
Oh, Val Kilmer doing that reload in the backseat of the car. Actually got beat by his time was the best in movies. The action reload hanging off. Yeah. The action reload in the movie was Val Kilmer's was the best in movies for a long, long time. until what's his name? Bradley Cooper. It went in A-Team.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bradley Cooper in A-Team beat him by like a second and a half. Apparently this dude, I saw some stuff of him. It was just dropped it, and that's it. Bradley Cooper was on point. Apparently that dude knows his fucking guns. Man. I get cred for somebody who gets that good.
Yeah. I mean, it would be kind of cool to see Bradley Cooper in a movie. Val Kilmer.
I want him to make another A-Team movie. They'll never do it, but I want him to make another A-Team.
They should make it. If there's any movie that's come out in the last 8 years that deserves a shot at a trilogy,
they didn't make enough money. Is the problem?
It's too bad.
And it is too bad because
action film.
Because the writers, the director, and all of the main cast are still friends and still talk about we should do that, but no one will ever fund that movie because it didn't make enough.
They should get a hold of Sylvester Stallone and ask him how he did it. Because Sly has, he's basically been able to somehow get bankrolled 4 movies.
Let's be fair, though. He's still making his money. They're bad movies, but
what's it making a lot of money? I see every single one of those films.
I've seen both The Expendables.
Me too. They're fucking awesome.
They're great.
Love those movies. Yeah, great. I have not yet seen... what's the one with the bullet to the head? Is that what it's called? The one where he's remember came out after Expendables 2?
No, I have no idea.
Anybody?
I have no idea. The most recent one that came out was the one with him and Schwarzenegger where he was breaking out of a prison in space or some bullshit.
And I'll see that too when it comes out on something that I can afford or not have to pay for.
Well, no, I'm talking about theaters because not having to pay for it. When you're just catching it on Netflix, I don't think that fucking.
You're paying for it with Netflix.
I don't think that fucking.
You're not paying for it directly.
Not really.
But you're paying for it.
I'm paying $9 a month.
Netflix gives them money so that they can host the film. I think I'm
gonna start getting DVDs again on Netflix because that shit's working. Yeah. They're holding just enough good stuff, not in streaming, for me to want to do that again.
No, I totally get it.
They're being very fucking smart about it, and it's working on me.
And it's not just them; the studios are doing that shit too. They get it. I mean, right now, I for some reason I want to see Olympus Has Fallen. I don't know why.
I saw that. It was on Netflix.
Was it?
I saw it. Good.
I don't have Netflix.
I liked it.
I've got
not good, but I liked it.
There you go. I can't rent it yet, even on Amazon.
I think Channing Tatum.
I could buy it.
Channing Tatum's so bankable right now.
That's not the one I'm talking about. Olympus Has Fallen, and then is the one with Gerard Butler. It's the same movie.
Oh no! I am talking about Olympus Has Fallen, but for some reason I put him into that instead of Gerard Butler. No, I saw the one with Gerard Butler, but
all right.
Because you're talking about the one with the other one is Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx.
Which I do. I'll see that too at some point.
That was probably pretty good.
All
right, let's go to the
fucking Fox.
Let's go to the next one.
Let's go to the next one.
Battle of the Year. It's one of these dance movies, like that's happened since. God, what was the first one? Probably Step Up or something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, you could. I mean, how far do you want to go back with these?
In the newer, because there was a big break for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Electric Boogaloo.
That's right, man. Breaking
2, Electric Boogaloo. Released less than a year after the first one.
That has been one of my jokes for the past 15 years.
I'm the only other person who knows.
The Electric Boogaloo jokes. And right? Because why? We're almost the same person.
We're almost the same person. And we're going to get to the same weight soon because I'm gaining weight and you're losing it.
Someday.
We're going to meet in the middle. Like,
That's it, perfect.
We're going to meet like in the middle like Benjamin Button and his girlfriend.
Meeting in the middle.
And that's when we'll get to fuck. Alright. Battle of the Year. Here's the problem. It cost $20 million. Not too much. Only made 8.9. It was... This is where the drop-off happens. It got a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. Here's why that happened. They made a movie starring Chris Brown.
Yeah, not a good idea.
A dude who beats people in, like, public.
I just thought something that I probably shouldn't say.
No, do it. Do it. Come on, you pussy.
Okay, I will say it in because Chris Brown would say it. Bitch deserved it.
Oh, you're a bad human being.
Yes,
is it my turn?
I think so. I don't know, but I mean, I have heard some shit. Oh!
No!
It's Cambridge rules, though, so we both have to drink.
Oh, you just want to drink?
Yeah, that's true.
You have something good, don't you?
No, I'm gonna drink some of that crap. So.
Okay, so you know.
Actually, you know what? I'll drink.
That's empty.
I'll drink my half of bottle of Stoli Vanille.
That's so much better than what I'm doing.
It's a vanilla thing.
I'm holding it the opposite way so you can't see. This is.
I can't
bad.
open it. I
this
can't
is
open
bad.
it. The alcohol is. Oh, there it goes.
First off, it's in a plastic bottle.
Ooh, I don't know, man.
Big.
Smell that. It doesn't smell that good.
It smells fine to me.
All right, fine. I guess you know.
No, I wouldn't. I'm killed. I'm deadened all my senses.
I have a drinking problem. I got it all over myself.
Me too, but don't tell my wife. All right. Yeah, movie starring Chris Brown. Did you expect it to fucking make money? Come on. Use your brains. Use your... I'm not setting this back up. Let's do Lincoln Logs now.
Right. Moving on, next film.
Next film. Scary Movie 5.
Another Wayne's joint, if I'm not...
I don't think they're involved with it anymore.
Really?
I don't think they're involved with it anymore. This time, the big polls were Charlie Sheen and Lindsay Lohan.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Two people...
That's like... They should have just called that movie fucking crazy.
Two people not on the upswing of their careers, okay? That also got a 4%. It did, however, make its money back. Cost $20 million, made 32. So...
All right.
As far as production companies go, if it's under $30 million, they generally don't give a shit too much. And as long as you make your money back, they're not too mad.
Right.
Because they're still putting out a thing. Mm-hmm. They're doing a thing.
Yep, they're filling a position in the theaters.
They're putting their name. They're putting their name somewhere in the credits.
Yep.
And that's all they give a shit about, as long as it's under $30 million.
Yeah. You still got to convince them because whatever.
Yeah.
It's a different story altogether, but
Scary Movie 5. Who the fuck? The next one.
Franchise is part of a franchise. They're gonna, they know they're gonna make money. I would guarantee there's gonna be a sixth one if somebody's willing to pick up the mantle.
The next one is the one that surprises me at how little money it made. It cost $6 million, made 8.8.
Okay.
Got a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa.
Movie 43. Movie 43 was that one that had all the big stars in it and these little vignettes about them doing funny stuff, right? Had a shitload of big stars, and they were all in these tiny little, like, 10-minute mini movies that apparently were loosely tied together.
We don't have any girls around, so I just let out a little belch and a burpee thing there. So no ladies are here. I don't think I've offended anyone.
I mean, don't be nice for me.
Well, you know, I'm wearing pants, dude.
That's not nice for me. All right.
Anyway, you were saying. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
It just had a bunch of people from Hollywood, and they got to be.
They got to be artsy-ish. I mean, I don't know anything about this film. You described it to me.
It's all dick jokes, man. Okay. The whole thing's bad jokes. It's on the same comedic level as a scary movie.
All right, so it's supposed to be funny.
But it's supposed to be funny.
Okay.
And it's... Man, they...
Yeah. I hear a description like that, and I automatically assume that it's a bunch of... Hollywoodites, as I like to call them, trying to fill their indie movie street cred.
It's not even indie. It's not even an indie movie.
Really?
No. This thing was polished. It looked good, but you can tell every short was shot in a day or two.
Right.
They didn't have to pay full price for these people.
Okay.
They just got big names into it in hopes that the trailer showing these, A-listers would somehow bring in people. I mean, they had everyone from, what's her name from Swordfish? With the boobs.
Boobs, Swordfish. Which was
also plays Storm in the X-Men.
Yes. She's wicked hot.
Wicked hot. I
can't remember her name now. She played Cat Lady. She played, She played in that Monsters Ball movie.
Yeah, but it was everyone from... That's going to bug me. Please.
Just put it down in the bottom.
Yeah.
Just
Future Chad, please blank the name.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone from Her to Johnny Knoxville. Like, this was pretty big assortment of... I would consider Johnny Knoxville up there with A-listers at this point because a lot of people know his fucking name. Yeah, a lot of people know
that guy. I'll give him a lot of credit for being able to take
his
transition from just some dumb ass shit.
I think it's called Cockhouse Productions. Is
totally makes sense.
But it like from Jackass to, and he just came out with his own movie this year that isn't on this list.
Yeah, right. It's not on that list. Actually, whenever I think of him, I automatically go to my favorite Dwayne Johnson film, which is the remake of Walking Tall.
Oh, he's good in that. He's okay with that.
That is a weird fucking thing for me to say all around because I said a favorite and remake in the same sentence, and I don't do that.
The original Walking Tall wasn't very good.
Well, no, it wasn't, but I mean, it's one of the cases where the remake is actually a little better than the first.
Dwayne Johnson likes to do that, actually.
Dwayne's the man.
Dwayne Johnson's pretty awesome.
I just recently watched.
I'm gonna watch his new Snitch.
Yeah, he's in this movie called Snitch, where he even produced it, co-produced it.
He's remarkably good in a lot of things he does.
Yeah,
he's coming out in a new Hercules movie this next year. There's 2 Hercules movies coming out. One starring a weird kid that doesn't have too many lines from Twilight, and one starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Guess which one's gonna fucking make more money?
Well, I hope it's better than those Scorpion King movie he made, which was fucking awful.
No, that wasn't very good. Yeah. But the Rundown was pretty good.
Rundown was fun with Sean Patrick.
Sean William
Scott. I'm thinking of Sean Patrick Flannery, who's a totally different.
Sean Patrick Flannery is a guy from
totally different guy.
Guy from Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
All right, next movie. Paranoia. This is the second last on the list. Paranoia. You can't even
familiar with this one.
Yes, it was supposed to be the big thriller, right? It was supposed to be a big thriller this year.
Oh, yeah.
Starring Harrison Ford
and
Gary Oldman,
yes.
Richard Dreyfuss, and Liam Hemsworth. Liam Hemsworth is Thor's younger brother.
Yeah. And this is one where Liam Hemsworth was like hired by one of them to go work at another place and be the thing.
Yes.
Harrison
And this was supposed to be his big vehicle to make him the other Hemsworth that is the bankable guy, right? Not just Chris now, it's Liam now. It's Liam too, right?
It's like the Wilson boys.
Here's the upshot. They put it in August. They released that movie in August. For those who don't know, any movie that gets released in August is shit. Ever.
It's like they're...
It's the shithole between the summer box office season and the fall art house Oscar season. Yeah. August is the shithole. Yeah.
That means they either knew it was shit when they finished it and went, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Let's just release it in August because we need something there. Or they were complete and total morons and went, this movie's so good that we can put it out in August and we can break the cycle. Right here, right now, with Paranoia.
Here's the thing.
Apparently you were wrong.
Here's the thing. Even in August, when there was no competition, it cost $35 million, made 7.4.
Ouch.
With fucking Han Solo
in it. I know, but it's like old Han Solo. It's like the Han Solo you never wanted to see.
This movie got a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh my god,
4.
Can you imagine that the Han Solo that you don't want to see is that big? Is the old chubby?
No, it's great. No, it's great. Though we're gonna see him again though. We're gonna see Han again.
He's in like a hover chair.
Yeah, but we're gonna see Han. We're gonna see Han as that.
He's got to be working out right now. He's like something.
He better be. Well, no,
he's like 106.
No, right now he's getting stoned. If you weren't aware, Han Solo likes the reefer.
He's getting his face lifted, so it just looks like this.
No, that's all CGI.
Oh, okay. They could totally do that.
They absolutely could
totally
do that.
face replace.
They can absolutely
go back to the young Han Solo.
They can absolutely do that.
And I love Harrison Ford. I've always loved Harrison Ford.
You can't not like movies and not like Harrison Ford.
He was on
Indiana Jones, Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Yep.
Indiana Jones, so fucking good. And the worst movie of the year. Drum roll, please. Getaway, starring Ethan Hawke.
Oh, Ethan.
Here's the thing.
Poor Ethan Hawke.
He keeps trying, man. He really does.
I'm pretty sure he's in the same kind of fucked up IRS mess that fuck, what's his name's in? The guy who he keeps doing those crappy shit. I hate when I do this.
He's doing crappy shit.
I'm going to use my small words. Okay.
Oh god, there's only one of me here. There you go.
I'm using my small words. Okay. Actor.
Yes. I established.
He was in Once Bitten. He was in I'm sorry.
Don't pick stuff before I was alive.
It was not Once Bitten. I apologize.
That's Jim Carrey, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Jim Carrey. I'm messing up my small words now even. The Rock. He was in The Rock. He played the scientist guy.
Nick Cage.
Thank you. Nick Cage has to basically be in any movie that's offered him now because he's in such arrears with his taxes that he's going to like Eastern Europe to make shitty movies.
And I've seen some of those shitty movies, and goddamn.
Yep. And some of them are fun, but they're still pretty shitty.
No, they're pretty.
I'm pretty sure that Ethan Hawke is in the same situation because he is basically picking up just about anything you can find. The problem is nobody wants him in a crappy action film.
He did a pretty good movie a few years ago that not many people watched called Daylight, I think it was called. But it was about him as a vampire. Yeah. And it was a cool premise. It was in a world that was populated mostly by vampires because the disease had run rampant. And humans were cattle kept in farms. Yep. And because there wasn't many humans to supply blood, there was a food shortage. So government started to fall because people were hungry.
So they actually needed to find a way to stop vampirism.
And he was a vampire trying to find a cure for vampirism, which was really good movie. It was
pretty
actually a pretty fucking good movie.
Yeah. I think its basic problem was that it was sort of a thinking man's action.
Yeah.
Vampire movie.
Also, Twilight hadn't come out and vampires hadn't hit back.
That's probably a good point.
Pretty huge.
But yes, that was good. Anyway, my point is, dude just got to take anything that comes along. He's still probably super talented. We just don't notice it because he's in such shitty movies.
Yeah.
So.
This movie should have been better. It should have done better. It only cost $18 million.
Mm-hmm.
Only made $10.5.
Whoa.
But it had him, Ethan Hawke, John Voight, and Selena Gomez.
Wow.
Who is new hotness, right?
Apparently, yeah. I tried to watch Spring Breakers.
I've heard decent things.
Oh my god. I know, I'm not saying it's bad. It's super interesting, but oh my god, it's dark. I got halfway through and I had to turn it off. I'll watch the rest of it at some point. Super dark.
Apparently there are people that almost like what's the guy's name?
Give me small words.
The actor who plays Alien in the movie.
Yeah. James Franco.
Apparently there are people that absolutely obsess over his character in that movie.
Because he does. I know. I have James Franco issues. He does an awesome job of creating that character. You hate that guy. At least I did. I hated that dude. Bad news from the beginning. The moment you see him, you know he's bad news. And then just bad choice after bad choice after bad choice.
I actually like James Franco. I get the reason you guys don't like him. I absolutely do. But this is one of the guys, him, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Ryan Gosling. These are new people in Hollywood who don't give a fuck about the Hollywood system. They make their own stuff. They produce their own stuff. They write their own stuff.
But James Franco comes across as an asshole.
He does.
And that's the problem.
I think he kind of is.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. But no, I'll agree with you.
They're the new class.
Don't be a dick about it. Be awesome about it.
They're the new class that gives me hope because they're the new class that are A-listers that go, we don't need Hollywood.
Yeah.
We don't need it. And you guys don't either.
I think that's great.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is absolutely on top of that whole group in my mind, by the way, because of Hit Record. If you don't know what Hit Record is, Google Hit Record, and if you are creative in any kind, filmmaker, animator, curator, if you're just a curator of things, musician, join Hit Record. There's a group for you there. Hit Record.
Check it out. We'll wait. Go ahead. Right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
See?
The best thing about that, though, is there's a new channel called Pivot that just came out. He actually Hit Record as a television show on that, a variety show that he's doing on that. And he's still using the online community to do the segments of the TV show. And he's paying them from the budget of the TV show.
That's cool.
If you do something that they use on the show, you get a percentage of the budget for that show, which is fucking awesome for young creatives. And you get in the credits for that fucking episode.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Speaking of new networks, segue, and we don't have time to talk about it today because we need to finish up. But at some point, we need to do a little bit more investigation and talk a little bit about El Rey, the new network from Robert Rodriguez. I think that would be super fun.
There's a TV network from Robert.
He's starting a new network. I'm not completely sure what platform it's going to be on yet, but it's going to be super awesome. Let's wrap it up.
I'll look that up for next week.
Yeah.
El Rey. All right, hypothetical of the week. There's just the two of us this week, so I was confused as to what to do. But here's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
Last news topic of this week is the Godzilla trailer that came out this fucking week.
Yeah, right.
That movie looks good.
They made a stellar trailer for that.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Fuck. I'm a little
the reveal through the POV of the guy Halo dropping out of the thing. Look it up first off. Godzilla 2014 teaser trailer, I think, is what you need to look up on YouTube. But the POV of Godzilla coming through the dust of the city while he's Halo dropping into the city. Oh man, goosebumps.
Totally true. If they do, hopefully they won't fuck it up. I don't know what's going on. The trailer.
They got a good cast. It's for damn sure.
Yeah, fantastic.
You can finally make your fucking joke about Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
He's in it.
Bryan Cranston. Actually, it's Bryan Cranston and Tom Hardy are the two greatest actors to ever grace the screen. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay. It's from Warner Brothers. It's a human angle on the Godzilla thing. It's starring Bryan Cranston, Elizabeth Olsen, younger sister, the Olsen twins.
Yeah.
Actually, she's making a big push, and she's doing a lot of work in Hollywood right now.
That's wild.
And yeah, she's gonna be the most successful Olsen acting-wise, which is fucking weird. Considering how much money her older sisters
Well, they
have.
made a shit ton of money, but you can tell even
It ruined them. It ruined them.
It's like, we're done.
And it also stars Aaron Tyler Johnson from Kick-Ass. He plays Kick-Ass in Kick-Ass, and he's in that movie.
He's pretty good. He's hilarious.
But he's playing that soldier guy with the shaved head. Mm-hmm. And he is, you forget when watching Kick-Ass because he's so funny and, he's the comedy
weird,
part.
Yep.
You forget this is a really big, well-built dude, and he plays a soldier in the movie, and you believe it.
And he's able to carry across in the Kick-Ass films. He's able to carry sort of a physical awkwardness to him.
Yeah.
When he's outside the costume. When he
Weird thing. He's a British actor.
Makes sense.
Because they're ruining us. They're just destroying us.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like that Australian invasion that happened when Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe came over and
Aussies and New Zealanders.
We had a German thing for a while too. Stop it!
Fuckers.
Stop it! All right. But the hypothetical of the week is, and it's along the lines of sort of Pacific Rim as well. If you could build a giant robot to battle Godzilla or a like-minded monster, we're talking about any giant monster.
Mothra.
What would it be?
Voltron.
No. First off, make that fucking movie. I'm looking at you, Legendary Pictures, because you'll do it. I'm looking at you, Legendary Pictures.
If I'd have worn my Voltron t-shirt, it'd have been perfect for this episode.
It would have been perfect for this episode.
Anyway.
I just like birds.
It's just trees and birds.
Okay. I thought there was a Triforce there for a second.
If you cross your eyes and stare at it for a while, you see Jesus. I'm kidding. You don't actually see Jesus. It's totally a joke. Anyway.
So you'll see a brown guy with a beard.
So answer your own question, and if I can't use Voltron.
First off, I wouldn't make it humanoid. That's the first thing I would do. We always see these things and they're always humanoid. Bipedal, 2 arms. No, fuck
You're
that.
saying if we could build a robot from scratch?
Yes.
Any robot
from
ever,
scratch.
we could make it.
Yes.
What would it be?
From scratch.
That's
because those movies never work, man.
No,
they don't, they work in the movie, sure, because the movie is designed for them to win. But in a real situation, you wouldn't pick a bipedal humanoid type thing because they would fucking get their ass handed to them because nature is built so much better than we are. I would pick a 4-legged. First off, it would be 4-legged for stability.
Right.
At least 4 legs. Secondly, it would have gorilla type arms, large, overextended, over length. With opposable thumbs for grabbing and use.
That's good. It would have to have some mass that it could extend out to the rear as well, so to stabilize while it's grabbing something.
Yes, the way I thought is like a centaur, right? Front legs, back legs, but you move it this far in. You move the center this far in. Yeah. Or you do it like a crab, and it's sideways, and you put it in the middle.
Yeah. I think more like 6 to 8 legs, would be pretty cool, because then you could use some of them.
Do like a spider?
Yeah, almost spider-like. So that some of those legs could be used to anchor.
And also,
move.
Also, 1 or 2 of them would be expendable.
Well, obviously,
Which would be nice.
You'd have to. That would be cool. Could you do something that's made completely out of nanotechnology so it could rebuild itself as it gets injured?
No, by the rules I had established for this in my brain, it is an old school mech, right?
An old school mech.
It's an old school mech, but you aren't constrained by the thought of you need to make it look like a human so that the people cheer for you.
But physics still apply. So
physics still apply.
So you do have to have you have to have enough there that can anchor and balance and offset weight and do all kinds of stuff because Godzilla, I mean, he's heavy. Yeah, he's a big motherfucker.
And based This is the biggest Godzilla that's ever been, actually. I looked at a thing. The first Godzilla was 50 meters tall. Roughly 150 feet.
Yeah, that's not very tall.
No, roughly 170 feet. But because it's like 3.3, isn't it? Meters,
yeah,
like
about
3.3
right.
feet.
Yeah, that seems right.
And then he steadily got bigger, and this is the biggest one. He's about 150 meters tall. That's like 350 feet tall. That's a big fucking Godzilla.
That is a big fucking Godzilla. So the robot would have to be of equal mass.
Equal mass. So you just say equal height.
Mass. Equal height.
Because equal height will make equal to greater mass.
Should be. Actually, if it was a greater mass, it would actually be super helpful.
Because if it's the same size, if it's made of metal, it will be greater mass.
It should be. Because yes, that should be more dense than the reptilian flesh that.
Even though it's like
is Godzilla.
Even though it's like a 2 foot deep skin. Whatever.
That don't matter. Now, Godzilla in our new movie, can he still breathe fire and shoot laser beams out of his eyes?
Absolutely. No, he never shot laser beams out of his eyes. Are we talking about Mecha Godzilla? What are we talking about here?
So I could in some version of the Japanese Godzilla, he was able to shoot laser beams out of his eyes.
I guess I missed that one, and I saw a lot of them.
It could have been the cartoon. I don't know. At least fire.
Fire.
So we'll go with that. We'll leave.
And it wasn't regular fire. It was nuclear fire.
Nuclear fire.
It was weird blue fire.
So what sort of? I would call that a ranged weapon.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
At
least mid-ranged.
What would our robot have? What mid-ranged weapon would our robot have?
Tactical missiles, because we can build robots.
Tactical nuclear weapons.
Honestly, I would do a melee-only robot with very thick armor. Mm-hmm. But I would have airstrikes from, like, Phantom jets and stuff like that.
The most badass Robot Wars... You guys seen Robot Wars where they...
Grant Imahara came from that show.
Shit, right? The most badass robot warrior that I ever saw had a weighted blade on the top, like a propeller almost, and would spin.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It just fucked everything up that it came up against.
Yeah,
ripped it apart.
The other really good one I saw was it was really lightweight, but it had huge hydraulics in it, and it was a pick.
Oh yeah,
it was a pick, and it would just go shoot, and it would shoot straight through any armor.
Yep. That was a great one. So something like that, that spinning, that blade weighted piece. It wasn't even a blade so much as two big massive weights on the end of a steel beam that just whipped around and just tore shit up.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Tore shit up. Brilliant. I want our robot to have one of those.
Chainsaw. He has a chainsaw. He has a chainsaw. We have a giant spider-like robot with gorilla-like arms and a chainsaw. That's what we're going with.
A wicked hydraulic pick.
Wicked hydraulic pick. Like a scorpion tail.
Yes, exactly.
That would just swing over the top.
Put a hole in wherever it needs to put a hole in. Then it would leak acid into the hole.
You would do that one time. Just in his head. Just go shriek. And then he'd fall down. It'd be like what the bad guy did for No Country for Old Men. That's Godzilla.
It'd be a Godzilla version of that.
We won! Brought to you by, sheep farms and pig farms. Thanks, we figured it out.
Exactly.
Alright, that's been it this week, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning
Play
in.
games, look up cool shit, all the stuff. Bye! And we wave at that one. I don't know what this one did this week.
It's totally honest.
Well, I agree with that. Yeah. I'm disagreeing with the red blinking light.
Turn shit off now.
I'm sorry.
That was a good show. We did good.
I don't know if it was funny. Next time I want to do a two-person, I'm not going to invite you.
Next time we'll just talk about Mike's penis.
2 people will be me and my cock. With a smiley face drawn on it.